A strange truth sits quietly in the shadows of history. Some of the greatest minds who shaped our world weren't just brilliant. They lived on the edge of what most would consider humanly possible. Not because they wanted glory, not because they chased fame, but because they were obsessed with unlocking the full power of the human mind. Among these figures, two names stand far above the rest: Nikola Tesla and Leonardo da Vinci, men separated by centuries, yet bound by one peculiar, almost unbelievable habit. A habit they believed was the key to pushing the brain far beyond ordinary limits. This wasn't some mystical ritual or philosophical routine. It was a decision that cut deep into the one thing every human being depends on for survival: sleep. While the world rested peacefully each night, these two giants deliberately stepped into a lifestyle most of us would consider torture. They rejected the comfort of long nights under warm blankets, the familiar rhythm of drifting off after a long day, and the reassurance of waking up recharged. To them, hours spent sleeping were hours stolen from invention, creation, and exploration. Tesla once confessed that he couldn't remember sleeping more than 2 hours in a single day. Da Vinci, centuries earlier, followed a nearly identical pattern. And no, this wasn't a coincidence. They shared a hidden secret in their daily routine, one they believed opened doors to extraordinary creativity. Their bodies were exhausted, but their minds walked in territories most people never reach. Today, sleep scientists refer to this method as polyphasic sleep, but Tesla and Da Vinci practiced the most extreme version of it, a system now called the Uberman schedule. Instead of the typical 6 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep, they broke rest into tiny fragments, 20-minute naps spread evenly across the day, taken every 4 hours like clockwork. The result was shocking. Only 2 hours of sleep in a full 24-hour cycle. It sounds impossible, even dangerous, yet this was the rhythm of life that shaped inventions, discoveries, and works of art that still define human brilliance. Most of us live in a monophasic system: one long sleep, one long wake period. Some people occasionally slip into biphasic patterns, grabbing a nap when exhaustion hits. But neither comes close to the intensity of the Uberman schedule. To live it, you must surrender long stretches of rest and plunge into a pattern that gives you nearly 22 hours of pure productivity every single day. This wasn't an accident for Tesla or Da Vinci. It was strategy, a way of carving out time in a world where genius often requires more hours than life naturally provides. But there's an even stranger twist behind this sleep habit, one that reveals why these men became fountains of innovation. It wasn't just about gaining more waking hours. It was about entering a mysterious mental border zone, a state modern researchers call Hypnagogia. This is the thin veil between waking and dreaming, a place where your conscious mind is slipping away but hasn't fully let go. In this brief transition, the brain sparks with unusual connections, wild imagery, and ideas that don't normally surface in daily awareness. While most people pass through this state in a matter of seconds, Tesla, Da Vinci, and many of history's greatest thinkers learned how to hold on to it, even enter it on command. Salvador Dali famously used this state for artistic inspiration. He would relax in his chair with a heavy metal key balanced between his fingers. As he drifted off, the key would fall, hit the floor, and wake him instantly. But the real magic wasn't the sound. It was the idea he captured in the split second before the key dropped. That spark, that surreal connection, between thought and dream became the seed for some of his most iconic work. Tesla and Da Vinci took this concept far further. By limiting their sleep so drastically, their brains were constantly craving REM, the phase where dreams shapen, where creativity fires in strange and powerful ways. When someone is deeply sleep-deprived, the brain starts diving into REM instantly, skipping the usual stages. It happens in naps, in moments of boredom, sometimes even while the person is awake. Their minds would flicker between reality and the dream world, generating ideas, theories, and visions that ordinary thought could never reach. This leads to an extraordinary possibility. Their extreme sleep schedule may have been the key that unlocked a constant stream of creative power. When your brain hovers between consciousness and the dream state, it becomes fertile ground for innovation. It sees patterns where none exist. It connects unrelated ideas. It breaks the rules of logic, then rebuilds them in new and astonishing forms. This borderline consciousness is not calm or comfortable, but it is wildly imaginative. This would explain the stories about Tesla being able to visualize inventions in perfect mechanical detail without ever writing anything down. It explains Da Vinci's ability to leap effortlessly between engineering, anatomy, painting, and scientific theory, producing sketches and designs centuries ahead of his time. These weren't just moments of inspiration. Their entire lifestyles were engineered around staying close to that thin line between order and chaos, a line that separates the ordinary mind from the extraordinary one. Of course, this lifestyle came with a price. The Uberman method is brutal. People attempting it today often fail within the first 48 hours. The body rebels. Fatigue becomes overwhelming. And if you succeed, you walk through the world in a constant haze, drifting in and out of micro-dreams. For Tesla and Da Vinci, the cost didn't matter. They weren't seeking comfort, they were chasing illumination. And there's another secret buried in this story. All around history, the same pattern appears. Newton, Einstein, Aristotle, Edison. All of them were fascinated by this mental twilight state. Each had their own method of reaching it. Each believed it held the key to breakthrough thought, whether through intentional sleep deprivation, structured napping, or creative triggers. They all chased the same moment, that fragile instant where the conscious mind steps aside and lets something deeper take over. The question is, could anyone today tap into this power without destroying their health or sanity? The short answer is yes, but not by copying the Uberman method. Most scientists warn against attempting it. What these geniuses discovered wasn't the schedule. It was the state. And the state is something anyone can reach with the right balance of timing, technique, and awareness. Some use brief meditative drops into alpha and theta waves. Some use nap trigger tools. Others practice controlled micro-napping techniques. The goal isn't to sleep less, it's to step into that fleeting mental doorway where imagination becomes electric and thought becomes fluid. Tesla and Da Vinci chose the most extreme path. They paid for it physically, but mentally, they unlocked a world of creative potential most people never experience. Their stories remind us that the boundaries of human thought are far wider and far stranger than we usually imagine. Genius is not always about intelligence. Sometimes it's about daring to push the mind into unfamiliar territory, even at the cost of comfort and stability. And while most of us can't and shouldn't live the way they did, we can still learn from the principle behind their madness. Creativity grows when the mind steps away from the ordinary and enters a state where logic relaxes and imagination takes control. Even a small glimpse of this zone can spark ideas that reshape careers, passions, or entire lives. Their legacy isn't the lack of sleep. It's the pursuit of something hidden just beyond the edges of consciousness, the belief that inside every mind lies a deeper well of brilliance waiting to be awakened.